Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahabhiryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may He protect us both. May we both enjoy together. May we both exert together. May our studies become brilliant. May we not become disputatious and hate each other. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Everybody, welcome to the Bhagavad Gita classes. So, some child brought me a particular photograph. It was a sort of a 3D photograph, 3D picture, And the child showed me that photograph, just a square A4 size, and said, "Sir, what is this?" And I tried looking at it. I could not find out. It was just dots and pixels everywhere. So I said, okay, I'll try. And I tried in different ways, but just couldn't see it. The boy saying, "Sir, you don't know? It is cricket players playing cricket match. There is the pitch. There are these two batsmen. There is that umpire standing." I said, "Where? I'm not able to see." He is also staring at the same picture. I am also staring at the same picture. Then he said, no, sir. See, when you see this 3D picture, you can't look straight. If you look straight, it will not make any sense. You will not understand anything. This was probably a 7-8-year-old boy. You will not understand. So what you do, you squint your eyes like this. And then see. Or you can keep the picture like this in front of you and don't look at the picture directly. Look by the side of the picture. When you look by the side of the picture, then you will see the picture clearly. But when you see directly to the picture, you will not make head or sense of it. Nothing you will make. It's gone. It's beautiful because that's what life is. When the so-called corona second wave, third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave is going on, I don't know which wave it is. More and more people are having trouble. The economic state of this country, I read in one of the news articles that 35 million people are taken off from the so-called middle class income group. They have left and they have gone to lower middle class. There are no jobs. Today's news is where I think a person in Bangalore, a taxi driver, he just poured kerosene on himself in the car while he was in the taxi and burnt himself. Things are happening and things are pretty bad. When so much stress and tension, financial pressures, physical pressures, to be or not to be, that is the question. That was what Hamlet asked William Shakespeare in the poem Hamlet, or the prose Hamlet, the story. To be or not to be, should I kill myself or not? That is the question. Now this is to be or not to be. Vaccine, it's coming. Should I take, not take, how much to take, what to do? It's all so many things happening around. In such a situation, when Krishna makes that statement, Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam anare dushtabaswargyam akirti karamaduna. From where has this dejection come, oh my dear friends, in a crisis like this? It is very difficult, if you are not spiritually inclined, to disassociate the crisis from one's own mental stress and tensions and fears. And while Krishna is saying that there is no connection whatsoever, things are wrong, fair enough. Things are right, so be good. But that has nothing to do with my internal stress. You shrug your shoulders and continue living. Each one of us is a warrior. Because you know why we are warriors? Everywhere you talk, it's negativity. And we are the people who are going to pump so-called positivity into it. It's very easy to see negative things. So like the 3D, you look at the world directly and get involved, you will be full of stress and strain. Every problem, whether it is family, whether it is children, whether it is dog, cat, rat, servant, whatever it is going to land up in a problem for you. But when you don't look at it, you look at something outside the world. And that outside the world is what we call being spiritual, an idealistic way of life. Come what may, I will not get agitated. I will solve all problems, but I'll never get agitated. So you have a problem, tell me, I can do what I can. That attitude is away from the world. So when you're not completely involved with the world, when your vision is somewhere away from the world, then you can really see what the world is like. And then you can choose not to get involved. If the intellect is not sharp enough to see this, intellect is not alert enough, then the mind it takes over. And that we did last class. Asthira, it is unsteady. Chanchala, it is fidgety by nature. It's full of attachments of the possessions, what all I have, it's completely attached to it. Gurgling up with desires, more and more and more desires. Constantly thinking about what happened in the past and crying about it, worrying about the past. Constantly thinking about, oh my God, what is going to happen in the future, and being anxious about the future. Everything is stressed when mind takes over. Therefore, understand and don't worry. I've been telling you this for so many people. Mind is everybody's mind. There is not a single, even the spiritual person's mind is the same. Only thing is that when you call a person, he is a spiritual or she is a spiritual person or a developed person, it means the person has got a little bit of control over the mind. Comparing to other people, that's all, a little bit, not more. So when you have that alertness, then only you can control the mind. So when Arjuna made that statement, Krishna, okay, you have been saying, control the mind and do this and do that. And I think so, I should know what is the right thing and what is the wrong thing, what is dharma, what is the dharma, and all these things. But yet, Krishna, when the chips are down, the mind does get agitated. It's a simple question. Chips are down, the mind is agitated. It is struggling. So what do you do? How do you get out of it? I think it is very difficult for the mind to control. I think it's very difficult. And this is remember chapter 6. So we have done chapter 1 where Arjuna was crying. We have done chapter 2, Sankhya Yoga, where Krishna was giving the highest philosophy known to mankind, which Siddha Pragya. Then chapter 3, 4, 5, all pravachans by Krishna about how to control the mind. And here again he says, I don't think it. He's not even asking, what do you say? How do you go about it? There is no asking. He's telling Krishna, I don't think it is possible. When I am explaining it to people, and when the other person, I don't think it is possible, you get so angry. How dare you say that? Itna time waste kar diya. So much time I wasted on you. And now you're saying you're not understood. You could have told me then. You don't have that kind of an intellect also to think. You start shouting at them. You don't know. Keep quiet. No, you are. You start fighting. No. I beg to disagree. That attitude creates more fight. Remember the prayer, what we are doing? Let us not be disputatious and hate each other. Disputatious means fights. Let us not there be any fight. So what should be the way going about it? We'll get to the verse. So I'll chant and read the explanation and then we'll explain it. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Asamshayam Mahabahu Manodurnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha ghriyate. The blessed Lord said, doubtless the mind is restless and difficult to control, O Mahabaho, but it can be controlled by practice and dispassion. O Kaunteya. Beautiful. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. I have explained this previously also, just repeating it for repetition's sake, those who have not heard it before. Shri Bhagavan Vacha is when the Gita started, Bhagavad Gita started, the lectures. The first verse of the Gita is Dhritarashtra Uvacha. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyudsava. So, first verse is Dhritarashtra Uvacha, the king spoke. Then second, after that was Sanjaya Uvacha. Sanjaya spoke. After that, it was Duryodhana Uvacha. Duryodhana spoke. After that, it was Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna spoke. After that, it is not Krishna Uvacha, it is Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Two meanings of this. One is Sanjaya is talking to Dhritarashtra. The war has not yet started. And Sanjaya is giving an indication to that old king, old blind king. When I'm saying blind, I am not putting a physical problem there. Blind to the attachment which he has for his own son. That is true blindness. So that guy, blind king, he was telling, listen, you have 100 children, Bhishma is there, Drona is there, Karna is there, but on the side of the Pandavas is righteousness, is what is the right thing to be done. And there, wherever things are to be done in a right way, Lord will be there, Krishna will be there. So the Lord is in the side of the Pandavas. And if God himself is in the side of the Pandavas, you know what is going to happen. So if you have a little bit of sense, even now, you can just stop the war. Dhritarashtra had the power to do that. All he had to do is just whistle perhaps to Bhishma and say, stop the war. As soon as he just mentioned stop the war, Bhishma would come out because Bhishma did not want to fight. And half the party of the Kauravas came out of fear for Bhishma. Because Bhishma was terrible. He forced everybody to come and fight. So as soon as Bhishma would leave, everybody would go, war would be over. So this is one indication to Dhritarashtra, stop. But then his attachment was too much, so he could not stop. He said, whatever my son is doing is right. Lot of people like that. Blinded, whatever my son is, however cruel that, it's okay. He is doing is right. He is doing, and then you get attached to that. So this is one. Second, for students, for us who are studying the Bhagavad Gita, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha is, these are the words directly from the Lord, which is called Sanatana Dharma. They don't deviate from the path of truth. Okay. So whatever Sri Bhagavanu Vacha says, you better listen. Because that statement with the Lord says can and will never be wrong. What can be wrong are probably the explanation of people like us, of translations of people like us, and the understanding of perhaps people like you. So we are at fault, not the shlokas. If the shloka is there as it is, and if it is interpreted properly, then you will not find any faults anywhere. But if the vyakta, if the person who is trying to explain has his own likes and dislikes, perhaps a fault understanding of what the Bhagavad Gita, then you'll end up in trouble. Like one lady in one of the colleges I heard, she was saying, I was not the speaker, so I did not speak anything. She was saying that in the Ramayana, Lakshmana put the Lakshman Rekha around Sita so that Sita should not go out, venture out. You see, and then she made a statement. You see, men have been putting this Lakshman Rekha around women for time immemorial. Oh, what a statement. And why? What is the meaning of Lakshman Rekha? What is the meaning of Sita? What is the meaning of Lakshmana who was putting the Rekha? Is entirely different. So if you have a little bit of intellect, we will start understanding it. We are talking about these great, great masters, not the current masters roaming around in dress materials and showing off to people. Not that. We are talking about real Rishi Munis, Vasishtha, Agastya, Vishwamitra, Vedvyas, Valmiki. We are talking about these great masters. You think Valmiki would come down to a level of sexism? This is the way the woman should be treated. It's so base. So as soon as this thought comes up, there has to be some other understanding in this, some other angle which perhaps I am not able to see. Because that can't be wrong. Vasishtha's line cannot be wrong. Valmiki's wrong cannot be wrong because their attitude is different. When you talk about the highest philosophy, you don't come down to mundane levels. It's not possible. So you start thinking about it. So first thing, what it tells here is asam shayam, how to tackle all this problem of the mind. When Krishna is saying, so understand, great Lord is talking, this is a law. When the other person is in dispute, is saying, I don't believe you, don't fight. I think I beg to differ. Don't beg. Don't differ. My esteemed colleague is correct. In his own way, what he's saying is true. But if we can approach it perhaps in this way, and then you put your point, that's what Krishna does. When the other person is so sure about, I think mind cannot be controlled. Here, Krishna says, asam shayam, doubtless, my dear friend, you are correct. The mind is unstable, restless, and difficult to control. Oh Mahabaho, the mind is. It is very difficult to live in these times, sir. Yes, doubtless, it is very difficult to live in this time and this place, oh mighty one. You understand? The very fact this is, oh Mahabaho, oh mighty one, is a praise to you. The idea is you are such a mighty personality. Is this the first problem you have faced in your life? Is this the first? So you may be whatever be the age, 14, 15, 16, 20, 30, 40, 80, 90. Whatever is happening now, is it the first problem you have faced? And the answer will be no. I have gone through a lot of problems before. And each and every problem looked very mighty. Ye bhi chala jayega, yaar. This will also pass away, don't worry. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It is doubtless you are correct. Mind is restless in nature, asthira in nature, chanchala in nature, whatever qualities of the mind, it is there everywhere, and it is difficult to control. Oh Mahabaho, O mighty armed Arjuna. So what happens when you are not arguing and fighting back? You are just agreeing to it. The defenses fall down. After that, if the suggestion need be, you can give it. I was called for one of the social occasions. I don't go, but I was called there once. And there was this man. The lady was coming to the class, and the husband called me. He never talks to me. He said that it's her 25th marriage anniversary, and please, I want to surprise her if you came. I said, all right, I'll come. I don't mind, because he's doing it for his wife. So it doesn't matter. And I went there, and she was so happy. Oh, sir, you also came. Thank you very much. It was a surprise. I did not know. Excited like a child. I said, all right. So I met her brother, and he was having a glass of wine or whatever. So I took my glass of juice. She introduced. She's a neurosurgeon from the US. I said, wow, excellent. So then so I said, so you are a neurosurgeon in US? Yes, yes, yes. So how is it going on? Fine. And I said, so what do you do, sir? So I'm a student teacher. We are teaching Vedanta, and we have discussions on Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Oh, so you are a teacher? I'm not a teacher. We discuss certain things. Okay, okay. And then he said, I think Bhagavad Gita and your Hindu Shastras are nonsense. He used a different word in English, okay, which is in loosely translated is manure. Okay, I am not using that word. So he says, Bhagavad Gita is nonsense. And he just glared at me and looked at me. I was drinking my juice. So I said, yeah, correct. It is manure only. Manure which gives rise to good things in life. After that, there was no talk, so I left. You don't need to be put down. You will only be put down by people. Remember this as a law and a rule. If you understand this, you will never get agitated in life. You will only be put down by people around you when you give them the permission to agitate you. You will only end up being agitated when you give permission to your own relatives, friends, husband, wife, children, that they can agitate you. So what you should do intelligently, as far as the Vedanta student is concerned, take away the power from all of around you that they can ever agitate you. They have their problems, let them deal with it. Everybody, husband, wife, children, mother, father, they have their problem, let them deal. Try to help as you can. But there is no way they are going to agitate you. That power you take away from the world. And when you take the power away from the world to agitate you, you will never be agitated and stressed in your life. Asamshayam, doubtless, you are correct. Mind is very restless and difficult to control, oh Mahabaho. And then slowly, it is difficult. Lekin, we'll try a different angle. And what is that? Abhyasena Vairagyena. But it can be controlled by Abhyasa and Vairagya. Oh, my dear Arjuna, we can control it. With what? Practice. Abhyasena. And Vairagyena, giving up. We'll touch the giving up very fast. Majority of people talk of giving up first. You give up cigarette. Cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Even the cigarette packet is there is a written. Cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Drinking, give up drinking. Anger, look, what happens when you get angry? The heart starts pumping more, you get high blood pressure, and then you end up with hypertension. You are at loss, so give up anger. Nonsense this is. Give up stress, give up agitation, give up desires, give up everything. If I give up everything, how will I live? In the Shastras also, they say give up what you should not follow. But it is always associated with Abhyasa, what you should take up. Abhyasa is so what is the practice you are going to do? Every week, Thursday, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, you are sitting before the monitor and listening. And I am also coming and I'm trying to talk, trying to communicate. 1 hour is fixed weekly. Now, in this, since we are doing something higher in life, something which will help us becoming a better person, there may be hundreds of occasions, hundreds of times, where people would have called and said, you should come. Some guest coming to your house, or you need to go somewhere else. And you have decided, this is your spiritual evolution, okay? So you have decided that you are not going to watch the recording. Because you know the reason. Recording is kept because there are so many people from various countries. Those who can't attune at this time, perhaps at night or whatever, they will see the recording. But I can see. So I want to attend live. Because recording becomes tamas. Late baad mein dekha jayega. It's like that. I want to see it now. So you have taken the time, scheduled time of 1 hour to sit here, sacrificing other activities which perhaps you felt was very useful then, which you have given up. So that 1 hour which you would have done something else, it could have been anything, you are taking up something higher. This is the way it works. So everything, discipline, higher aspects of practice, you keep on doing it. Be the best you can be. Not for comparison with the external world. It's not for comparison. It is just a simple thought. And that thought is very, very promising. I've lived with this life, with this particular one thought. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know when. Some divine power has given, I think, a particular talent in me. I can talk. Majority of the time it's a useless talk, but doesn't matter. I can talk. Can it be better for the welfare of the world? Can I be the best I can be without comparison? Okay, best from my past, that's all. So you continuously practice. If you're studying, you continuously study. There was one person who was playing a piano, and he played the piano so beautifully, that the audience, after I think so 4 hours or something, the person came and said, my God, what a way you play the piano. You know what? I would give my life to play like that. And the person looked back to that man and said, I did give up my life. This is the fight. Each one has got a weakness. Each one has got our own Kurukshetra within ourselves. Provided, are you intelligent enough to understand it and fight the unrighteous system within yourself? Within me. The devil is within me. The God is within me. If I can fight. Beethoven, when he was trying to play initially as a child, his piano teacher told him that his fingers were not meant to play piano. It was a little bit crooked. He couldn't play piano. So he said, you're not meant to it. The teacher said it. And Beethoven did not take that to heart, saying, okay, since the teacher said it, I will not do. Why not? Why not? And he practiced. He practiced and practiced and practiced until literally on the piano keys, his fingers bled. He did not stop. The very fact we are talking of Beethoven now, after centuries, shows what a person does to his or her own talent. So the talent is given to everyone. Either you waste it, you squander it, or you make a better version of yourself, not to show the world. I again keep on repeating, it's not a comparison, it's just a better version of yourself. So tomorrow when I breathe last, I will go to heaven. Perhaps, I don't know. But if I go to heaven, then God will ask me just one thing. I gave you a power to look at the world and make choices objectively. Only you could choose how you should live. You chose to get married, you chose to have children, you chose everything, each and every aspect of your life. And then he said, I also gave you a talent with which you can flourish and be peaceful. That one question he'll ask is, did you use that talent? Remember this. Did you use that talent? And the answer is your life. If you have compromised your talent and did everything else, it's a useless life. If you have not compromised your talent and try to do justice in whatever meager way you can, you have made life. This is practice. Abhyasena. And when you do this, Abhyasena become better and better and better. Then previously, whatever dissipating energies were there, you had a lot of energy which were going in wrong channels. Wrong channels doesn't mean gambling and all. Wrong channel means just wasting time. Watching television till you drop dead. Just wasting time. You are supposed to sleep early at night, say around 10 o'clock. Everybody's struggle should be there. Whether you are successful or not is not the problem, but the struggle should be there. 10 o'clock. So one boy told me, when I was talking in one of the colleges, he told me, sir, I exactly sleep. No, sorry. I said, you have to hit the pillow and sleep in 20 seconds. He said, I do that, sir. Sometimes तो 10 seconds में मैं सो जाता हूँ. 10 seconds I hit the pillow and I sleep. I said, wow. And this was from first year BCom, the student. These guys can think. Teenagers can think, So they started, and I said, listen, when are you sleeping? He said, around 2:33. I said, 2:33 o'clock. What do you do? I'm watching TV. Watching, remote, I sleep. I said, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about hitting the pillow at around 10:30 and sleeping there. That attitude, hard work, you keep on practicing. What we do is we don't practice. And we just focus on Vairagya, give up. Give up tension. It's not possible. How is it possible? Give up ill health. Not possible. Whole day sitting down. Whole day no exercises. Whole day no clean thoughts. And you are worried about viruses. It is nothing external. It was there before also. It will be there after also. This attitude. This is what we do. We don't, in the first thing when you say asamshayam, we don't encourage children saying, you are done good, you have done good. Even if they are wrong, don't worry, you can do it better next time. There was actually a psychologist who made a study, a comparison of studies. And he said those children who were praised and encouraged, they did much better than those who were not. Even in our everyday life, it is very easy to put somebody down. It's very difficult to tell them, come on, get up, do something, just wake up, chalo, ho gaya, bahut ho gaya. It's very difficult that way. So stick to practice. Everyday disciplines. Bifurcate your day. I want to get up at this time. Every day, 3 things should be done, compulsory. Eat good food, 1. Exercise well, walking, running, exercise, gym, Pilates, whatever you want to do. And 3rd, study at least 40 to 45 minutes a day. Study, not read novels, higher quality books, which makes you a better person. When you do this, Abhyasena, Vairagyena becomes easy. Just give up Vairagya, give up. What to give up? Yes, sir, I have given up everything. Like Gautam Buddha, he gave his family up. So I can also give up everything. Now you want to give your family up. because can't take responsibilities. Very easy. I'll give up everything. You can give up anything only that you possess. Agreed? You can't give up anything which you don't possess. So I went to Delhi and then I went to the Taj Mahal and I looked at the Taj Mahal. It was so beautiful, And my best friend was also there. He had come from abroad, maybe South Africa or something. And he said, "Oh, what a beautiful Taj Mahal." And I looked at that boy and said, "Hey, my friend, you like Taj Mahal? Yes, take it. It's yours." I can't give like that. It's not mine. None of the objects I brought into the world, so they are not mine. So I can't give them up. None of the relationship I developed, each and everybody around me, anywhere, have their own gunas, have their own samskaras, have their own life. They are not my possessions to give up. So I can't give up anything. Buddha gave up his life. Nonsense. You can't give up. It is not yours. You can only give something which is yours. So it is not yours. So you can't give up any people around you. You can't give up any objects around you. So what you can give up? Vairagya. Only one thing. The attitude that I possess that object or being. That thought is mine. Rest, everything is, nothing is mine. In my head, that thought of this is my husband, my wife. The emphasis is not on husband and wife. The emphasis is on minus. This is my child. This is my house. This is my car. This is my country. This is my dharma. This is my Rama. This is my Sita. Everything is this minus the possessive attitude towards all the possessions is what the problem is. And that's what you give up. My God. All the thought, nothing is mine. Yeah. The bhajan is also there, no? तन मन धन सब तेरा, सब कुछ है तेरा, तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा. All is yours, nothing is mine. Whatever is yours, I am giving back to you. Whatever is yours, I am giving back to you. They were never mine. Tan man dhan. Oh Lord, everything is thine, nothing is mine, in the church or the temple. And after the prayer is over, hello, how are you, sir? Fine, fine. This is my wife, this is my car, this is my dog, this is my rat, this is the 2 small rabbits my children has, this is my children, one Rama, one Lakshmana, and one Shurpanaka. All these in an instant. What I surrendered to Lord, everything disappeared, and in 2 minutes, everything I took it back. That sense of possession. When do we study all this? Which grantha we have to go through to listen, to have this dispassionate attitude, sir? It looks very difficult. No, it is not difficult. We have all done it. No, sir. My mind still, there is a lot of thoughts of mine. No, but we have forgotten what is the message. I'll tell you a secret, okay? When I was a small child, baby, around 2 years, 3 years or something, first time my mother took me to a nursery school. First day, So I was not happy. Nobody is happy. So she dragged me to the school. I hated it. She dragged me to the school. She made me sit, and the teacher was there. She talked nicely. How are you? Do you so sweet? And then she made me sit with all the other children, and I was just sitting like this, and I was so angry with her. She was sitting behind her. So every time I was looking behind. Every time I was looking. And she would say, everything. And then I'll continue. Then they will give me a toy. So see, this teacher, what she did, she removed a cupboard, and from the cupboard, she removed a toy and gave it to everybody, all the toys. And one toy, she gave it to me. So I also played with that. Then I said, I want that toy, which is in that girl's hand. Teacher said, no, you play with your toy. Then tomorrow I will give you that toy. Okay? But you should never take it from the other person. You enjoy what you got. And then again I looked at the mother. The mother said, yes. Continue playing. Now I'm playing with the toy. Bell rings. And the teacher says, chalo, 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 keep the toys back into the cupboard. So all the children were trained. They put the toys. I don't want to keep my toy. I want to continue playing. So the teacher had to take it, tear it away from me. And I started crying again. Now crying what? I want to play. It was put into the cupboard. Mother went away. 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, the same thing happened. After 1 week, I have learned the secret of dispassion. I went to the school. I opened the cupboard, took out the toy which I wanted to play. I played. I had fun with all the friends, and I knew I should not steal from that child. I should be contented in what I have. And when the bell rings, I have to take that relationship, that toy, and put it in the cupboard happily and come out. Similarly, we have been thrown into this world for good measure. In this world, we open the cupboard and we have our own toys. You pick up the toy and play with it. Look, sir, in my car, the stereo, the voice is coming from behind. Echo, what's it called? Dolby system. Echo. Look, one button, this happens. 2 buttons, all these toys. Enjoy. Nothing wrong. Nothing. Don't try to steal from the other person. Enjoy what you have. Share it. Share your toys if you can. When the bell rings, when the great bell rings, have enough sense to put all the toys around you, put it in the cupboard and lock it, and yet be happy. So the child, as I was, we understood this, that those toys did not make me happy. Because even when the toys were locked away, I was still happy. Similarly, when I am attuning to the higher knowledge of life, the right way of living, eventually all the relationships I have given up. When I have given up all relations, it doesn't mean physically you cannot give anything up, as we discussed. What you have given up? Just the thought that this is mine. Close your eyes and think, nothing is mine. It is that supreme divinity which is functioning through my relations around. Functioning through me as well as through my husband, through my wife, through my children, father, mother, brother, sister, whoever it is. That relationship. And I am blessed to have them around me, to guide them towards the higher. Some people tell me, study further, get up earlier, come on, you can do it. They are benevolent people. They are pushing me in the right path. Some people say, indulge as much as you can and destroy your life, chalega. Even that is a lesson for me. Saying that I should not go there. That is not the right way of going about it. I should move. So everything, good or bad, is a lesson to me, to be learned. Vairagya, you don't worry. You don't worry about giving up agitation. You don't worry about giving up tensions or stress or nervousness. All these things will be given up as soon as you take up the higher. You cannot speak publicly. Why? You are afraid. What will people think about you? And the best person is a person who says, doesn't matter whatever they think. I have something to share, I'll share. If they don't like it, so be it. If they like it, they may take it. That's it. There is something higher in me which has replaced that which is lower. That is the fear. You know what is the difference between being brave and being fearful? Being brave and being fearful. It's not that being brave, a brave person does not fear anything. A brave person also fears the same way as a fearful one does. But there is something higher which he wants to achieve, which makes him 10% braver than the other person. Plus 10, that's all. He withstands that pressure 10% more. And that's it. When you are running, if anybody is taken into running, especially a marathon or something, so when you are taking a run, first thing it happens is the whole body starts paining. Whole body, it's natural. Then the place where the kidney is there and all these, they start paining a lot. After a few kilometers, it starts paining and you feel, oh my God, you're going to buckle and die down. And many people in marathon give up that time. I can't take it. I can't take the pain. It's just too much, and they collapse. Others who are trained, who know what's going to happen, they continue running. They hold their stomach like this, but they'll continue running. Doesn't matter. It will go. It will pass. And eventually it passes. They are 10 minutes more braver than the other person. And then there is a statement in runner's language. They say, I have got a second wind. Second time I can breathe properly. Now you can run kilometers after kilometers. You'll not get tired. Don't give up so fast. That will only happen when you have something higher to achieve. So Vairagyena as well as Abhyasena you have to do. Okay. So Abhyasena and Vairagyena, oh Mahabaho, it can be controlled by practice and dispassion. O Kaunteya, O Kunti Putra. We'll continue with the next verse. Arjuna uvacha ayati shraddhayopetaha yoga chalita manasaha aprapya yoga samsiddhim kam gati Krishna gacchati. Arjuna said, the uncontrolled. Now is another question. Okay, Arjuna is saying the uncontrolled. There are people who are not in control, but who possess Shraddha, faith, whose minds wanders away from yoga, failing to attain perfection in yoga. What end, O Krishna? A Rajasic mind is a mind which is result oriented. It is result oriented. So it talks from the point of view of, if I am being good, but it is not respected at all, and I don't even realize myself, Atma Sakshatkar or self-realization is not happening, then what happens to that person? Hum to latak gaye na beech mein. We are all stopped in between. I have Shraddha, I have faith, but my mind is still uncontrolled. That means it still gets agitated here and there. Such a mind, though I got faith that I know I want to become better, where will I reach? I will not even reach the highest. So what will happen to a mind like this? When you start a journey, you have a target, and then you just focus on your efforts. You don't think what will happen when I don't reach the target. You should never think that. But I got Shraddha. Shraddha is that faith in the Almighty to carry on whatever needs to be done for you. So you have a consistency of purpose blessed in you. Same thing you continue doing till the end, till you achieve the result. So what is the result you want to achieve? One line, write it down in a book. I want to achieve this. When I asked this in one of the classes, one man said, sir, I want to make a lot of money. That is not an achievement. Why do you want to make a lot of money? So that I will become happier. So the achievement is I want to become happy. If I want to become happy, physically I want to come at this shape and size. Mentally, I want to be matured so much. Intellectually, I need to be alert of whatever right and wrong is happening around. One day at a time. until you reach the goal, and you don't leave it, is Shraddha. Faith in the higher, that it is there. The whole world may say something else. Doesn't matter. You are not listening to all wrong. If you listen to Ravana and Kumbhakarna and Indrajit, and Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra and Dushasana, then your mind will become only that. Stop listening to the vicious people around. Start listening to virtuous people. And the best of the virtuous people are in the Granthas, who will not deviate from the wrong path, right path, sorry. They'll continue to go towards the right path. They'll throw away the wrong way. So that attitude is Shraddha. I'm not listening to anything else. If any teaching is making me a better person than what I was yesterday, if any teaching is teaching me to all pull in together and make this country a stronger nation than what it was before, I am for it. If anybody talks about division, anybody talks about not here, there, and divide, then I'm not going to listen to any of the asuras. I have personally stopped listening to asuras long time back. Ravana's discussions, no, I don't talk. Don't listen. What is the use of listening wrong things? When the person doesn't make any sense, what should you listen? Why should you listen? So the focus, any speaker also. So if I don't make any sense from any classes, you should stop it, to be honest. Because it doesn't work. You're wasting your time. You could have done something else. When you are using your time, see to it that you listen to proper things. We always say this. So that stop listening to asuras and have complete faith in the higher, that Krishna will not lie. Rama will not lie. Sita, Hanuman will not lie. Jesus will not lie. Muhammad will not lie. Shams Tabriz will not lie. Rabia will not lie. None of these masters will lie. The liars will be only the interpreters. So that faith in, if I carry on this way, my life is going to be good. If I carry like that, Arjuna is asking the question, what will happen if I don't reach the end? And Krishna, one more verse after this, which Arjuna is continuing, which needs a little bit of explanation, and then the beautiful answer of Krishna again. We'll continue next time. Thank you very much. Oh